Good morning. Happy Monday. Today I'm talking about relationship. By no means I'm not a relationship expert, but I was reading an article this morning, um, and I saw some interesting things in it, and I thought that I would just touch on them and just see what you guys think. Please feel free to um, comment, ask me some question based on this article. I have it posted in my on my Facebook, and I'll post it again so others could see it. So I was reading this article, and I'm hoping you'll be able to see what it is. And it's this article from Kipling. I don't know if you guys are able to see it. I don't think I have the right. But anyway, the article is saying it's from Kipling.com, and it's talking about living together but not married and have no plans of walking down the aisle. And I titled this video Relationship. Is it love or is it business? And it might sound strange that someone would consider a topic like this or even talk about this, but in the article you kind of realize how important it is. So a question would be, how many people starts a business, like a partnership, a company, and don't have a plan in place? The first thing that most people will do when they form a business is get a lawyer, draft up papers, draft up an agreement. Especially if it's a partner, they're gonna talk about how profit will be shared, how loss will be shared, how we're gonna divide up if the business should die down, if we should sell, what would happen in that business, right? And it's the same way that you will find out that even when someone get into a relationship and do plan to marry, they sometimes do prenups, right? And we're thinking, oh, that's crazy, it's for love. Why would we even bother to do that? But if you think about it, I've seen cases where family member decides, I love my family so much that everything that I do, I want to go in business with them and set up a business with them, just to make sure the family will, have a legacy they're going, but they never stop to put an agreement together. And I've seen cases where things just fall apart. And not only does the business fall apart, but also the relationship between the siblings fall apart also. Some of us don't even think about the fact that we might want to decide, okay, let's buy a house together. We both siblings, and what could go wrong? We just buy a home together. We are single and let's do it together. Then we never planned that maybe in the future I will get married or you will get married. You will have children, I will have children. And what happens when this home that you bought together with no agreement in place, things go wrong? What happens? Nobody goes in with the thought that this will ever happen. So now look at the case of relationship. Many of us, and no one is saying that you have to get married. Many people go together and decide, you know what, I will not walk down the aisle, I will not marry. And but should we, who decide not to get married, put a plan in place? We all going with the idea of how Hollywood portray love. We fall in love, we live happily ever. But we both know that it's not always the case. In a relationship, anything could go wrong. We plan to live together for the rest of our life, but think about the fact that relationship could break, right? One of the partner could pass away, So it's not always where a relationship just end because of disagreement or anything like that. It also can end because of death. I've seen cases where people are not married and a person is sick, and there were no consideration given as to what would happen if one of the persons became ill. Who will make decision for them? So you and a person can be cohabitating together, have your assets, have lifetime together. But if that person is on a sick bed, you who are their partner cannot make a decision for them. And their family could literally tell you, their spouse, their parents and their siblings could literally tell you, you are not welcome to that hospital bed. You're not welcome to a funeral. You're not welcome to a home when their loved one pass away. Because what? You neglect to plan for the future. And someone might say, but we're in it for love. If we are putting in agreement, that means that we don't care about each other. We don't expect the relationship to last. But it's not that. It's just common sense says that. We know in the United States that there are some states that are common law marriages are recognized as legitimate marriage. So if something happened, the partners can benefit from the legacies or estate of each other. But in some states, it's not. So what about those states? It is surprising me. To me, it's funny, but to some, it's not, that a person would end up in a courthouse fighting over a dog or a cat, the pet. How children, if you're not married, and children, who will go with who, those things. So this article, if you ever get a chance to read it, put it, you can look at it, and it would give you an idea of why it makes sense to put an agreement. So it's called a cohabitation agreement. And it's similar to any prenup. It's similar to where you're going to have an attorney look at it and talk about what would happen if the relationship breaks. Because not everybody's going to marry, and not everybody wants to marry. So if we are living together, if something should happen, whether the relationship ends or one partner pass away, what would happen to the assets? If we buy a home together, are both persons' name on the home? If one should pass, what would happen to the house? We are not married, so what would happen to the home? What would happen to bank accounts? What would happen to even the very things that you have in the home? Furniture. So sometimes people think about, I don't have nothing to lose, so why putting these agreements in place? I don't have nothing to lose. I don't have anything. We're here for love and all of this. But we have good intentions always going into something. But when it ends, the very fiber of the love and commitment can change because of anger. It can change because of resentment of how things are gonna be divided, and it can get nasty. It can really get nasty. So what am I saying? Take a look at this article. Again, I will post it on the page. It's from Kipling.com, and it talks about living together but not married and have no plans of walking down the aisle. So that if this is where you are with a partner, you have no intention of being married, but you are accumulating assets, just like any business, just like any partnership where you went out and take the time to put together an agreement, it might be something that you want to look into. Look at this. Someone go out to rent an apartment, guess what? They're putting in a lease. Why is that important? So that if something should happen, you know what to do. All right. So we're not looking at saying love doesn't exist. We're not looking at the fact that everything gonna end bad, but we are also saying planning make things easier. Planning reduce stress. So have a great day. I hope you check out this article. Again, it's a third-party article and it's on a Kipling, living together, not married. And just take some thoughts to what I mentioned. Have a great day and enjoy your week. And Happy New Year, because New Year's is Friday. So Happy New Year's, reuniting well. And I Wish you all the best for 2021. Have an awesome day. Bye.